Welcome to Back Porch News. Let me tell you, last night was quite a deal. Of course, last night was the second presidential debate for the 2024 cycle, but interestingly, was the first debate featuring the two candidates for the Republican and Democrat tickets. Those, respectively, were Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And I have some thoughts about this whole process. So, I'm gonna tell them to you. But first of all, I need to get something on the table. I have some biases. I do not trust Kamala Harris. I find her inauthentic. She seems to be the living embodiment of that "Hey fellow kids" meme. She's always trying to pretend what she imagines normal people's lives are like while walking around in $60,000 necklaces and things like that. And I don't believe her at all. In fact, sometimes I wonder whether she is in fact an insect wearing a human costume. But I'm going to try to set aside my prejudices and in this video look at what she needed to accomplish in this debate and whether or not she pulled it off. The first thing I feel that Harris needed to accomplish was to distinguish herself from Joe Biden. She has, in all of her marketing, been projecting herself as the change candidate, acting as though she is not the incumbent, and technically, as the vice president, she is not the incumbent per se. But did she, in fact, set herself up as distinct from Joe Biden's policies from his administration? And I think she did not. There were several times during the course of the debate that she was approached directly by the moderators or the conversation directed in this way, where she was given the opportunity to contradict or to make adjustments to the positions of the Biden White House, whether it was in Afghanistan or border policy or tax policy. She had the chance to speak out differently. And in every single case, she either didn't answer the question or she changed the topic, danced around the whole thing. And I found that seemed more of a situation where, or she out endorsed those policies in some ways. Her attitude toward, asked the Israel question about the Israel-Hamas war. She said she'd do exactly what they're doing now. The same thing with Ukraine, which is hilarious. The other thing she needed to do was to vilify Trump, to make him seem as an untenable option. I don't think she really pulled that off either, because everything she said was kind of a tired talking point. It's something we've already heard before. So people that were already on board against Trump will think that she said reasonable things because they've already come to that conclusion. Whereas everybody who's in favor of Trump will think that she said nonsense because they've already come to that conclusion. And as for people in the middle, Trump was able to snap back on almost every case with reasonable rebuttals. He pointing to how cases have been dismissed, how they've been picked up on appeals, how the Supreme Court has gotten involved in several of his litigation cases, for example, and handed down favorable verdicts and verdicts in line with longstanding U.S. policy. And I think that rather than vilifying Donald Trump, what she ended up doing is giving credence to his claim that they're after him. And I think that was one of the things with that. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and call that a video. This is going to be the first in a series about this debate. So tune in tomorrow to hear what I think Donald Trump needed to do. Leave a comment in the chat whether you found it useful or interesting, or if there are topics you would like us to discuss. And like and subscribe to the video. That'll help us become something worth checking out with all that. Help the channel grow. And until next time, ask the right questions, and we will see you here on the back porch.